My name is Olubunmi Kuku. I'm the new Managing Director of the Federal Airport Authority of Nigeria. As I mentioned earlier, this is a sector that has been home, and I'm glad to be back. I left the aviation sector in 2017 as the General Manager at the Nigerian Airspace Management Authority in charge of business development and investment. I also worked within the Ministry of Environment as an advisor on infrastructure to one of the past ministers of aviation. I'm here today to work with you and definitely to continue the legacy that the past administration has left behind. We will not start afresh, but rather we will build and improve on what has been done in the past. I know the legal advisor had mentioned that the former MD is not here today. We would have loved to have him here with us. I did speak to him before coming. He's a friend. He will be joining us at some point in time. I know he had a prior commitment today, and I know that we will work closely together. This is a government of continuity. Just very quickly, as this is our first inaugural meeting, I want to let us know that this institution is extremely important and sacred to Nigeria and the community at large. The aviation sector is the gateway to our nation, and it makes us in the front line of the economy. It is the first entryway for both international passengers who are coming into the country, and we represent that first experience that they have. And as such, we need to do right, and we need to uphold the standards that are seen in international communities. This meeting will be brief, as I have just received the handover notes. I do want to take my time to study the handover notes, to understand what has been going on within the sector. I do not want to make any assumptions, but rather I want to understand and take up from what is existing and build upon it for good. My mission here is very simple. There are a couple of things that I want to accomplish, and I hope that you will all work with me together to make sure that that is done. I'm certain that we can learn from each other. There are a lot of you who are experienced in the sector. We do not know it all, but I am certain that with our collaboration and with our efforts, we will succeed. Yes. A couple of things that I want to mention. The first is that I want to compliment all of the good work that you as individuals have been doing, as well as the former MD. I observed the handover and also the feedback from the nation during his exit. And it was a time of happiness. People were sad that he was leaving, but I understand the goodwill that he has had, and we will keep that going. I also want to make sure that we continue to consolidate on the foundation that has been built by the previous management. Together, we will make FAAN a greater institution than it is already, and we will continue to be compared to international standards by improving the safety and the protocol and the infrastructure that we have on ground. We will pursue and deliver on all our obligations to the nation as well as to the international community. We will be working with the framework of the Renewed Hope Agenda as enunciated by the administration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, and in accordance with the policy and program direction of the Honorable Minister, who is the political head of the sector. A couple of things that I want to mention, I want us to hold on to, I want us to remember, and I want us to continue to reiterate. Because we will come back, we will check ourselves, we will monitor our performance, and we will reset if we need to, if there is any calibration. Because the sector is not static. I have spoken to some of my colleagues who have just assumed office as well. The DG NCAA has been very supportive and he will collaborate with us as we move forward. As I mentioned, please note, because this will become critical to our future. First, I'd like to, together with you, of course, draw lessons from global as well as the national environment as it affects the aviation sector. Secondly, I want to continue to drive on the viability of FAAN, both as a national asset and economic growth. This is critical and this is non-negotiable. I want us to improve on our professionalism, specifically around security, safety, and the standards within the sector. We cannot let the country down, and we cannot let ourselves down. Revenue generation is important and will be optimized, and we will minimize waste. My mission, along with driving air transport infrastructure, is also to make sure that we increase both aeronautical and non-aeronautical revenue in the sector. Staff welfare will also continue to be a priority. But I do expect that the staff will be committed to put in their best. It is only a team that is efficient, that is taken care of, that I know will continue to optimize, and I expect the very best from you. I will do my part, but I expect you to do the same. In addition, we will continue to improve the institutional and human capacity, because that will be priority to drive the execution of our ability and capabilities for the sector. We will collaborate with national and international bodies to improve the image of Nigeria and to strengthen the network of FAAN. I have received messages from members of our community within the AON, ICAO, IATA, and they will work with us on this journey. I know the unions are somewhere here. I will work with them. I will engage, and I expect them to engage. I know that we have a couple of meetings that are being set up. I will make sure that we meet with the different stakeholders in due time to make sure that we start off on the right foot. In addition, I do want to mention that there is an urgency of yesterday in revving up our operations as we have fully entered the busiest season of the year. We do have to scale up our operations and rededicate ourselves to providing the best possible service. User experience, passenger facilitation is priority within our airport environment. And it is also our responsibility to make sure that there is optimal infrastructure and equipment on both the land side and air side. As I mentioned, we have a briefing that is scheduled. I know that the schedule will be shared if it hasn't been already, so that I can get acquainted with the different functions of all of the departments and the full operations of the institution. I urge you all to please be ready for the briefing. I want to understand your functions, what you're working on, and any critical information that either require approvals or at my level with the Honorable Minister or with the ministry at large. We shall also be interfacing with various professional interest groups that engage and liaise with the agency. And I want to leave you with a few things, which is for us to do our jobs with patriotism, put a smile on our faces, and spread the joy of the Yuletide. My charge to the management is as follows. Let us join our hands to build a FAAN that you would always be proud of. Our target and our mission is to transform the sector into the most efficient and effective aviation institution in Nigeria. As management, we do carry a huge responsibility to the nation, the flying public, the airlines, and the international community. This is an institution where we have vested our lives and that of the staff. And as I mentioned earlier, we need to uphold that. Please join me to give our passengers the best airport experience that is efficient, that is safe, secure, and also fun at the same time. I want to appreciate you, my colleagues. I want to appreciate the members of the press and any other stakeholders that are here today. Thank you for joining us, not just me. And I look forward to working with you all and your continued support. Thank you.